We get asked a lot whether or not we can make the connection between the handrail post and rim joist of a deck or the carrying beam without the use of a carriage bolt or a through bolt. Well, the answer is yes. Let's show you how. The handrail post to rim joist as well as the carrying beam are code critical connections. You have to make sure to get it right. Well, the FastenMaster ThruLOK provides you a way to meet code, but it also takes a lot of that installation time out, making it a faster, easier connection. The ThruLOK is part of a three-part system. It comes together assembled. You've got the ThruLOK nut, the ThruLOK washer, and of course the ThruLOK screw. I'm going to break down a few features on each of these. First, the ThruLOK screw itself, high tensile strength, 2 sets of threads, and a point that will carve through without splitting. So you can get it close to ends and edges without having to worry about pre-drilling, of course. The 2 threads I just spoke of, the first one is going to engage the ThruLOK nut, and there's one a little further back that assists getting the fastener in and out, even if those threads are all the way through on the other side. So it's called an assist thread. Let's talk about the washer next. Realize that washer is very important to always keep on the ThruLOK. The reason for that is you're dispersing a wide load underneath the head. In fact, you're displacing the same amount of load underneath the head of what you would see on a carriage bolt or a through bolt. So you want to equal that pull value. But the most critical component of this system, and the most highly engineered, is called the ThruLOK nut. And the ThruLOK nut has a few features worth mentioning. First, we've got these nibs on the back side. And what that does is it grips the wood when we're fastening it on the other side or tightening it. We've got these 2 big wings, and those wings allow you a greater surface area to grip when you're installing it. Last thing I want to mention is you've got a window, and that window offers sight through the fastener. Once the tip has engaged past what we call the min line, you know you've got a fully code compliant connection. So that min line, you want to see the point touch it or go beyond it, and you've made a full connection. Now that we've shown you all the separate components of the ThruLOK, let's put it to work. What I'm going to do is remove the ThruLOK nut. I'm going to set that aside for the moment. We're going to install this using a standard 1/2-inch drill with a 5/16 magnetic bit on it, and we're going to set it in a pattern. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I'm going to install this through a 4x post and into a 2x rim. Notice that we've left the washer a little bit loose here. I haven't quite completely seated this. Next, what you want to do is grab the ThruLOK nut and engage the threads that have protruded out the back side of the application. You're using those wide wings in order to grip it, and you're engaging this all the way to the point where those nibs on the underside of that grip firmly against the back side of this application. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to switch to the first speed, a higher torque speed, and I'm going to grip these 2 pieces together. Well, it's that easy. We've just installed a rail post to a rim joist using ThruLOK. It's about 6 to 8 times faster than using a carriage bolt or through bolt, and it's also easy to remove or replace the ThruLOK if you need to, for any reason, move this post. Let's talk about underneath the deck on a carrying beam using our 7-inch ThruLOK. Here we're showing a notched 6x6 column supporting a double 2x beam. These are typically fastened with 1/2-inch carriage or through bolts. Using the 7-inch ThruLOKs, this becomes a much faster, easier, and code-compliant connection. Important documents for your review are our ThruLOK deck rail post to rim board and carrying beam to notch support post technical bulletins. In these documents, you'll find additional configurations not covered in this video, as well as the specific fastening patterns and lengths for your applications. We'll also cover national code requirements and how to meet them using the ThruLOK. These have been reviewed and accepted by code officials across the country. In some cases, we recommend a design professional be consulted. This information can be found on our website or by contacting our technical team at FastenMaster. So you asked us if there was an easier way to make the connection between a handrail post and rim joist or carrying beam under the deck instead of using carriage bolts and through bolts. And the answer is yes, using the FastenMaster ThruLOK screw bolt fastening system.